yeah, so much less work needed on that one, and she's operating as it should. Howdy, welcome back to the Addicted Motors YouTube channel. My name is Troy, and today we're going to look, well, I'm going to tell you how I fixed some pesky door locks on my 94 Land Rover Discovery behind. So it's a nice day out here in Richmond, so it's time to do the little loose ends that I've just been putting off since I've owned the truck. Not things that are monumental to its functionality, but just things that annoy me and things you fix on your extra time. This being one of them. I was lucky enough to actually receive a key with a functional fob, but it doesn't quite work correctly. So you'll see this is the passenger door, locked, unlocked, that doesn't move. And today we're gonna get to the bottom of it. So to lock the truck, I have to click the lock button when I'm inside the car. Sorry, let me back that up. I need to get inside the car on the passenger side, push the lock button down, close the passenger door, and then actuate the key. And again, I really wouldn't care, but I do take this car on trips. We drove to the New York event, and I have things inside of the truck, as well as gear and expensive things that I just don't really want stolen. So again, usually I keep nothing in Land Rovers, but for traveling trips like that, it's kind of something that I need to do. So you saw what's going on there. We had the same issue over here. So I've removed the door card, which is extremely simple to do. There's just a couple screws that hold it on, and you want to pop off this plate as well, and then, yeah, it just pops right off. So the issue I was having, and again, I couldn't find the exact reason why it was doing what it was doing. So what it was doing was when I hit the button, this would jiggle a little bit, but it would not actuate the actual lock. Again, the door would lock, but it would not via the fob or via the central lock. Now I did two things to kind of hit this from all angles, right? I removed this plate here, and I unplugged and unscrewed this little door lock actuator motor. It's very simple to do. It's not even worth me showing. Just some nuts and bolts to unscrew it. Now it was functioning, but what I think was happening was it was binding on some of these linkages in here, and there's 1, 2, 3, I get you in there, that I lubed up, and that's really all. It took a little bit of lube, and then a lot of jiggling, and then I installed this actuator back in, and then tested it a few times, because it won't really work unless you install it back on the plate and tighten it all up. But now it works. So that's not incredibly groundbreaking. I'm going to do it to the other side as well. But, you know, I think there's a lot of people that might write off it as a larger issue or a larger lock issue. It's just over time, rust and probably a little bit of water intrusion has got in and kind of created a little bit of an issue inside the door. So I guess as far as that type of maintenance goes, it is helpful to remove these door panels every once in a while and make sure things are lubed up tight. So while I'm here, what else have I done with this truck? Well, I've got the new transfer case in, and I'll drop a video on what that looked like as well. This is all kind of getting prepped for the Rovers at Wintergreen event, which Rover Woods is going to be a sponsor, which would be pretty cool. So unfortunately, if you're watching this video now, all the spots are filled up. It's sold out in 20 minutes, but if you're local or not local, you just really have to pay attention to the Facebook groups and the announcements for when those tickets do go on sale, because they sell pretty quick. I've also swapped off the initial Hella lights that I had, the small 55 550s with these 3000s, but these are actually going to go away as well, because I reached back out to the Auxbeam guys who are going to send me another set of those Auxbeam lights that I have on the cheap $1,000 D1 as well. I think they're probably more functional, and yes, these have a classic look and look probably a little bit better. The 8.5-inch spotlights that are on the one are very functional, and I think they look pretty good. So another thing I've done to kind of dial this truck in is, if you've watched my other videos, you know I'm not big fans of headliners in these trucks. I get it. People like headliners, but they also leak tremendously, so I don't really see the reason. You're just going to create a mold and a potential health situation. So what I've done is fix them. At least I fixed the leaks. So again, that's just my quick, I don't want to call it a hack, but you know, quick fix, let's call it, for this type of locking issue. I'm going to get this all backed and buttoned together, and we will continue on the disco project. All right, so this is the passenger side, and I want to try something I didn't do before. I do have another actuator, thank God for parts trucks. But I'm going to just hit it with WD-40 and just work the lock mechanism to see if, because again, it's a little bit tough, And that motor should not be struggling all that much. Let me hit it with some WD-40 in there and see if that, you know, wakes it up and gives it a new lease on life, because it all looks pretty good in there. I don't see a reason for it to be too held up. So let that sit for a second and see if it does anything. All right. Yeah. So much less work needed on that one, and she's operating as it should. What are you doing, buddy? You washing cars? Yeah, washing the wheels.
Good job, bud.
There you go, buddy. Howdy, welcome back to the Addicted Motors YouTube channel. My name is Troy, and today we're going to talk a little bit about spark plug wires. Now, this conversation probably has more to do with the 4-liter GEMS engine that's in my 97D1, but my 94, since it doesn't have a coil pack, still, you know, classic ignition system. But again, it's not something you should overlook as your spark plug wires. So again, because this has a rotor and more of a classic ignition system and a coil and all that, the condition of the wires is maybe not as problematic. But again, I want to avoid any future issues because this is going to be the truck that I drive the most, and I would give some love to it. Again, these are probably 20 plus years old. I mean, again, judging by the condition in a different video, I mean, it's the same video, I'm not sure I'm going to edit them together, of my front suspension bits. I'm very now wary of the condition of the plugs and wires. So I think the plugs are fine because it does run very well, but we're going to go and replace the wires just to be safe because I'm there. You know, this truck really didn't need any maintenance, even though it's sat for a very long time. And not touched the ignition system, the coil, the wires, thermostat, any of it. It's all 20-some years old. And I kind of thought that applied to all trucks, but that isn't the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade to these 8mm Kingsbore wires. They've recently been acquired by another company, but they still make us the same higher quality product. Now again, these are more expensive. These are like $85, and they're 8mm instead of 7mm, which again, I'm not sure that's going to make a whole bit of a difference for me. I'm not doing this for performance reasons. I expect no additional performance out of this package. But it is a good maintenance item, so we're going to go ahead and knock that out, because you saw a little rip in the boot there, and there's a lot of little bits on spark cables. These look like they're 8mm too, that you just don't see and could cause issues over time. So I'm just going to knock that out. All right, so we got all the new ones in and routed. Luckily, since the old ones didn't have any numbers on it, I didn't look up the firing order. I've got another 3.9 to reference. So these had a couple little chips and issues with them. They didn't all come out easy, so a couple of them ripped. And another thing to make sure, though, is make sure everything in here is seated nice and properly. I mean, some of these you really got to press down on them. So I'm gonna fire it up and make sure that I don't have any misfires. And yeah, I mean, it's just spark plug wires. Sounds good. Don't hear anything arcing over there. No, I also don't see any spark plugs moving. That would be a sign of a loose plug, which is good. I've had that before. Yeah, looks good. I'll take it. Now the old wires, I'll throw a few in the back of the truck as well, preferably some longer ones in case you do have a wiring issue or mishap. You'll have a universally long one that can fit the spot of any of the other ones that aren't damaged. So it's just something I like to do. I've never ever had to replace one on the field, on the road, whatever you want to call it, but it's something worth noting. All right, thank you for watching this video. Like I said, that lock trick worked for me. It may not work for everybody. Different trucks, different conditions, but I think that's a good place to start. If you're looking to do a little bit of diag without spending any money, I think that's the takeaway from this one is to start somewhere without buying all the parts and pieces that might be involved with a full lock change. Again, it could just be old, could just be a little bit rusty, and could need some lube. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, catch you in the next video for more tips, tricks, and DIYs on some of these old Land Rovers. So catch you in the next one.